Channel intro. Welcome back to Trending Car, where we dive into the stories behind the most iconic vehicles in automotive history. Whether you're a car enthusiast or just someone who loves a good story, this is the place for you. So, buckle up and join us for another exciting ride. Main script. Today, we're going back to the early 1960s, a golden era for automotive design. In 1962, Jaguar introduced a car that would forever change the world of sports cars, the Jaguar E-Type. This car wasn't just fast, it was beautiful, revolutionary, and way ahead of its time. From its stunning looks to its powerful performance, the E-Type is still considered one of the greatest cars ever made. Let's start by looking at the design of the 1962 Jaguar E-Type. When you see this car, the first thing that stands out is its long, sleek hood and smooth, flowing lines. Designed by Malcolm Sayer, an aerodynamic expert, the E-Type was all about achieving maximum performance while looking elegant. The car's low, wide stance and perfectly proportioned curves gave it an aggressive yet refined look that was simply unmatched in its time. The aerodynamic shape wasn't just for show either, it helped the car achieve incredible speeds, making it one of the fastest production cars of its day. Under the hood, the 1962 E-Type was just as impressive as its design. Powered by a 3.8-liter inline-six engine, it produced around 265 horsepower, which was a lot for a car in the early 60s. This power allowed the E-Type to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds, a remarkable feat at the time. Its top speed, a staggering 150 miles per hour. And remember, this was in the early 60s, when most family cars were barely hitting 100 miles per hour on the highway. It wasn't just about straight-line speed either. The E-Type had a fully independent suspension, which meant it handled like a dream around corners. Whether you were cruising down a country road or pushing the car to its limits on a race track, the E-Type delivered an exhilarating driving experience. Now, let's talk about how the Jaguar E-Type became a cultural icon. When it was first unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 1961, the world went crazy for it. Even Enzo Ferrari, who was never short of praise for his own cars, famously called the E-Type the most beautiful car ever made. Celebrities, royalty, and racing legends all lined up to get their hands on one. Steve McQueen, George Harrison, and even Princess Grace of Monaco were among its famous owners. But the E-Type wasn't just a car for the rich and famous. One of the reasons it became so popular was that, for what it offered, it was relatively affordable. While it wasn't cheap, it cost significantly less than some of its European rivals, like Ferraris and Aston Martins. Jaguar had managed to create a car that was not only a performance beast but also somewhat accessible to the average car enthusiast, which was a big part of its appeal. On the racing front, the E-Type made its mark as well. Its lightweight design and powerful engine meant it was competitive in various motorsports. In fact, Jaguar's racing pedigree played a huge role in the development of the E-Type. The car was a direct descendant of the D-Type, which had won the Le Mans 24-hour race multiple times in the 1950s. This racing DNA is what gave the E-Type its edge on the road, making it not just a pretty face but a serious contender on the track. The interior of the 1962 Jaguar E-Type was as stylish as its exterior. Stepping inside, you were greeted by a cockpit designed for the driver. The seats were low and snug, giving you a real sense of connection to the road. The dashboard was simple but elegant, with classic toggle switches and large, easy-to-read dials. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary flair. Everything had a purpose, and everything was about enhancing the driving experience. It was minimalist but luxurious in a way that only Jaguar could pull off. Fast forward to today, and the 1962 Jaguar E-Type is still celebrated as one of the greatest cars ever made. Classic car collectors and enthusiasts go to great lengths to find well-preserved or restored examples. At auctions, pristine E-Types often fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some rare models going for even more. But it's not just about the value, it's about what the car represents. The E-Type is a symbol of an era when cars were designed with passion, when performance and beauty went hand in hand. To wrap it up, the 1962 Jaguar E-Type is more than just a car, it's a piece of automotive history. It's a car that defined a generation and continues to inspire car enthusiasts around the world. From its groundbreaking design and performance to its lasting legacy, the E-Type remains a true icon. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most legendary cars of all time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Trending Car. Let us know in the comments what car you'd like to see next. See you on the next ride.